Since I dropped this shit. Swole fam, y'all better run this up. KD, let's go. Yeah. Aight, East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play games, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play games, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play games, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, yeah. You know we don't play games. I'm blessed, I never said I didn't struggle. I finesse, I never said I didn't hustle. These niggas talk so loud, the way I move is subtle. I'm the ocean, but these niggas just a puddle. Ay, oh, I swear I'm delusional. These niggas, they using me. They want my energy, ain't nothing new, this is usual. These figures confusing me, what's gotten into me? They say I'm fusing their cubicles. Clipping KD like some cuticles. None of this shit is excusable. Don't need a muse when I'm musical. Ay, whoa, I'm tired of saying for truth when nobody's doing it. Yeah. They're controlling the youth, agenda effusing them, nigga. We losing them. Matter of fact, we just abusing them, that's a fact. We try to roll with a ballad act. Fucking low key with the Tesseract. They throwing smoke when they got to that. Get the fuck up out your little bubble. They wanna ask how much it costs, I said it double. Gorilla beard, these niggas only rockin' stubble. The realest nigga make these bitches start to stumble. Ayy, East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play games, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play games, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play games, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play games, yeah.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Transitioning young people. Come on. Want to become a woman? Daddy.
Let's go.
Cut everything off immediately.
Common sense and logic.
She was 12, I was 30.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole normal.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing. Testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 25 hundo and 14 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and your hoes? It's your boy, Papa Swolio, back with another episode. And today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everston K2, flexing on all you
Fucking Catalina wine.
It's the fucking Catalina wine.
The fucking Catalina wine mixer.
What's going on, fam? Welcome to the show. It is Saturday, March the 25th, and we are ready to go hard today. We got some awesome Swole fam posts. We have a beast of a show. We also are going to take some questions, some live calls, and of course, we are going to go balls deep. But before we do, make sure you hit the like button and check all the links in the show notes down below to join the Swole fam today. We are fresh off an overtime segment yesterday. Let's get a little America round of applause. How about that overtime yesterday, Beaches? How about that? How about that overtime? How about that brand new Driving While Gaining? That's available for members inside Swole TV. If you missed it, go and check it out. It was fire. How many of you have the new jingle stuck in your head? You could drop that in the comments below. That was awesome yesterday. So everyone that was there live, super stoked that it went the way it did. It was fucking awesome. Also, we have a couple other things going on in the next couple days. Today's Saturday, so tomorrow is Ask Papa Swole Live. The Red, White, and Swole Sunday Funday Q and Anus goes down tomorrow, March the 26th. So be there for that. If you are not able to join live and you have a question, you can go to askpapaswolio.com, of course. Links down below to submit a question for it. And of course, on Monday, we have our weekly accountability meeting, the 27th at 12 noon Eastern time. So we got a lot of stuff going on. And as always, Swole fam crushing it day in and day out. So without further ado, let's get into some awesome Swole fam posts. Let's see what the Swole fam is up to. Before we do, hit the like button. Let's see the Tainty Man and the Church. Both are ready for action. And let's summon the Falcon and get today's party started. Welcome to the show. Yes, Beaches. Drop in the comments down below. What are you smashing? Falcon. Summoned by the voice of an angel, an angel. Black and gold Swole Slut for Swole Slut Saturday. All right, drop in the comments below. Hashtag Triple S for a chance to win today's Swole card. Who wants to win that Swole Slut card today? It better go to a Swole Slut. I think it shall. I think it will. So let's see who's the sluttiest one of all. Drop in the comments. Triple S in the comments below. Let's get into that tip. Swole fam, post time. Here we go. Everyone moisturize. Babe, just an inch, just an inch. It's cold outside. All right, let's get all nice and moist and get into that first Swole fam post. We're kicking it off.
What's in the box?
With Ashley. Ashley from the discussion boards on Swolenormous X. Pillar number 6, mindfulness. Ashley writes, "Hi, everyone. I've been being a beesh lately." Okay, settle. Can you not jump down her throat already? She's being a beesh. She's admitting it. "I have been making bad nutrition choices, haven't been sleeping well. I have just been a mess." March is, we did this one yesterday. Did we do this one? Oh, God damn it. I'm always like amped up and then I'm like, oh shit, we did this one already. Why do I have this open? That was a heavy post yesterday. I don't know if do you guys remember that post from yesterday? That's actually a great post to read twice. Make sure you go back and watch yesterday's episode. Are these, hold on a second. Today? We might have read it somewhere else. Oh, I think it got caught in from yesterday. I don't think I removed it. Yeah, that was intense. That was intense. All right. The reason why I opened that one. Oh, I see what happened. Ashley, this post is from Ashley. So it was like a double. It was pulled in by the same name. Pillar number 3, training. Got this handy little rack to organize my stuff. We all love a good rack, fam. It's not much, but I'm on my way. I still have to go to the gym for most stuff, but it's nice being able to get in a quick workout at home. One day I will have a proper home gym. Hashtag go to the fucking gym. Well, I think that's just fine. What's a proper home gym anyway?
I fucking can't.
That's a great start. You got some yoga blocks. If you're just listening, she has a little rack, dumbbells, and yoga mats. That's fantastic. It's a nice little yoga corner. What's a proper gym anyway? I know what you mean. You want to get some like more hardcore equipment, but just wherever you train, it doesn't matter. Little yoga studio, get nice little yoga mat, maybe a nice rug underneath it. Get some plants or something in there. You know, make your little space. Doesn't have to be a whole big thing. A rack is a rack, right, TJ? Okay, we got a post here from Geeky Technician. Sup, everyone? Raphael here, 33 years old. Been working out on and off all my life, but for the past 7 months, it's the first time in about 10 years that I've been very consistent with going to the gym 4 to 5 times a week and doing activities on the other 2 to 3 days. My job is pretty physical as well. Lately, I kind of hit a wall in my body's progress, and I'm sure it's all nutrition. I don't really pay much attention to it. I just don't eat fast food, drink soda, etc., and I eat a lot of protein and probably optimal exercises. I'm getting bored of the routines I do and feel less motivated to do them, so looking to change that up and turn my whole diet around. Looking forward to the next step. So, welcome. What you did say is you hit a wall in your body's progress, and as you don't pay attention to nutrition. So, yeah, that's going to be a huge limitation to your progress. So absolutely, nutrition is everything. Now, good thing that you don't eat fast food, but as you'll learn from the elimination diet, and many of the members in the Swole fam will probably comment right now about their experience with nutrition and things that they thought were healthy. So the elimination diet is getting into all the nitty gritty of what makes your body tick and really what makes your body perform at its best. So, of course, the more stuff you eliminate at the beginning, you'll get to test and see which plant foods that work best for you. Adding in more grass-fed beef and quality animal proteins and healthy fats, getting more quality sleep, making sure you're getting electrolytes in, all those micronutrients. You're cutting out inflammatory foods, things that might be blocking absorption of minerals as effectively, like, heavy oxalate foods like spinach, and certain like beets and a lot of plant-based foods. Potatoes can cause a lot of people problems. So and the reason why I mention that is because a lot of these other foods, more mainstream, will consider them healthy. Anything that grows out of the ground is healthy. We're taught that eat your vegetables. We know now that that's ridiculous. That's an absurd thing to say across the board, especially with how vegetables are raised and grown and the chemicals that are being sprayed, the lack of nutrients or bioavailable nutrients, the eradication of minerals from the soil. There's a lot of issues. So you have to get into the nitty gritty. So extremely important. Anyone that thinks that their nutrition is kind of okay, and I always say this, so many times people say, oh, I ate really good, I ate really clean. And they tell me, and it makes me cringe. So when someone says, I'm not talking about Raphael here, but just in general, when someone says that they're eating healthy, or they eat really good, I ate really healthy, or I ate pretty well. Pretty well means like, yikes. Or I eat healthy. Okay, there's a lot of work to be done. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I focus on these things much more than like 99% of the population, as most of us do. When I say focus on it, it's not obsession. It's just using logical choices and just being consistent. It doesn't seem like work anymore. When you start feeling better and you get on the health and the feeling good, the 7 pillars tip, once you get swole pilled and you actually start applying, it doesn't seem that hard, does it, fam? It's really not that hard. When you're eating really good food and your joint pain goes away, you're recovering faster, you just feel better. It's not hard to stick to that. That's what really blows my mind the most, is when you're on point with this. It isn't hard. People say, how do you stay so disciplined and consistent? Because it fucking feels great. That's why. That's how I can stay consistent. It's so challenging to feel fucking amazing. You have to be grateful to feel amazing. So many people don't feel amazing. So many people have a lot of physical problems and psychological problems and economic like if you have the opportunity to feel amazing, feel amazing. That's what I'm saying. Other people call it privileged. I call it appreciating the opportunity to feel amazing. What, I shouldn't feel amazing because other people don't feel amazing? I shouldn't take care of myself or feel good because other people don't? It's the people that are making the excuses that really want to drag you down because they don't want to put in that kind of effort. They don't want to make those changes, but it's very addictive, but addictive in the best kind of way. You just like feeling good, and it becomes second nature, not, what should I do? Should I do choice A that's going to make me feel like shit and uncomfortable? And once you have that clarity, it's much more noticeable. So for years, I never got quality sleep. I slept in, but I was up all night and I was building the business and doing a lot of content, and I was just staying up super late, going to sleep at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., editing videos, all that kind of stuff. Once I really, 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 really focused on sleep, now if I get to sleep a little bit later, it hits me like a ton of bricks. Once you really get consistent with sleep, you notice when you don't get really good sleep. You notice when you get an hour less, or you go to sleep an hour or two later. Oh my God, you feel it. Makes you more sensitive to it. Okay, let's see here. We got a post here from Jennifer. Let's continue this train, Swole fam. Swole fam crushing their 7 pillars, as always. All right, Jennifer writes, I've been a member for almost 4 years. I've made so many setbacks. Or I've had so many setbacks, she means. Yeah, it bums me out, but I'm learning that I need to accept that I made the mess up and move on. Papa has taught me this. Am I anywhere close to what I want to be? Nope. I'm still fat. My workouts don't always happen, but the fact I can now forgive myself and move on instead of beating myself up and wallowing in shitty food and being a lump is a win. And I'm going to go ahead and say it is a win. It's really about 1% of progress every day, or 0.5%. And a lot of people think that if their weight hits a plateau, hey, what should I change? You always see these questions. What should I change? My weight plateaued for a second. Okay, well, maybe it's going to continue forward. Just because you hit a temporary not seeing something exactly the way you want doesn't mean that everything needs to be changed. You hear those questions a lot when someone says, I've hit a plateau. It might be, 2 weeks and the scale doesn't move? Jesus Christ, have a little patience and consistency. As if you're just supposed to make linear progress just because you're thinking about getting those results. Just because you're thinking about those results all the time doesn't mean your body gives a shit, right? It takes adaptation and consistency and, just doing it day in and day out. But right here, Jennifer, it is progress. Progress is progress. And it doesn't mean that you don't strive for more progress or doing better or making better choices and being more consistent and more resilient. It doesn't mean that progress isn't progress. So just make sure that you're really setting yourself up for success. Do a swollen 7 rather than you said, my workouts don't always happen. Why not? Why not? Like, these are huge things that you can change easily. Let's say you're doing the 90-day dash. Okay, so you get busy. Do a swollen 7. Do 7 fucking minutes. And then your workout got done. Then you're actually consistent. So make sure that you are not trying to bite off more than you can chew. You need to do things for consistency. If it's a 10-minute workout versus 20, if it's a 20-minute workout and you will only end up getting to do that twice a week, but if you do 10 minutes, you do it every day, the 10-minute workout every day is going to be much more effective long term. Because think about it, if you're talking about total time working out, 20 minutes twice a week, it's 40 minutes, 10 minutes a day is 7. So you're literally almost doubling your amount of exercise. Not that always more is better, but 70 minutes a week versus 40 is going to be better, in my opinion. So just think about that. You want to be consistent. You have to set things up so you can do it every day. Brain gains meditation. So you want to meditate more. Okay. Well, if you set yourself up, I want to meditate. I want to get really good at it. I want to really improve my mental health. I really want to practice pillar number 6 a lot more. If you sit down every day to do a half an hour meditation out of nowhere, you might do it for 3 or 4 days or 2 days and then never again. It's just too much to bite off from the start. Or you might do twice a week. But again, what if you just do 5 minutes every day? 5 minutes every day is going to be much better than 30 minutes once a week or once in a while or twice a week or 3 times a week. 5 minutes a day is better than meditating 30 minutes 3 times a week. 5 minutes a day is much better. And not even for the total time. It's more for the consistency. It's more for the reps. It's more for being in that state of mind. Going into that 5 minutes every day is much more effective than being every other day and trying to do more. More isn't always better. So be consistent. Okay, let's see. Joanne. We got a post here from Joanne. Let's see. I struggled so bad last night to stay away from drinking. With bad days at work and emotionally drained as a result, all I wanted to do was escape. I haven't been feeling good for a few days, isolated and lonely due to the choice to give up alcohol, but it's not one I can or should choose to have in moderation like most others do. 12 weeks sober and really feeling and seeing the difference in my life, not just the good side. I walked along that thin line of decision and almost chose to drink. There were moments I had it justified in my mind, reached out for help from those close to try to bring me back from that decision, but was only met with, quote, "You do what you want to do." Ew. Which was no help, or another person telling me not to be stupid as I don't have a problem and it's okay getting drunk sometimes. And hangovers are only temporary, but the memories of the fun had are worth it. This is not true and not helpful at all. It also made me feel dumb and embarrassed. It's hard to admit I have a problem to begin with, let alone when people argue the fact and tell you you're wrong. My saving grace was a single thought. If I feel bad now, imagine how bad I'll feel tomorrow when I have a hangover and have let myself down. I made it through the night. I ate takeaway, which I'm not proud of, and also didn't make the situation any better, but I'm still celebrating the win of overcoming that very vulnerable moment. I'm going to fast all day until 4 p.m. this afternoon as I feel gross from my bad food choices. There will be some extended periods of brain gains today, a little bit of a reset button, I think, and then moving forward from this whole experience. Well, let's give a round of applause for Joanne. Thanks for sharing first. That's deep. It's great advice. Sounds like the people in your circle are completely shitbags. You need to remove yourself from spending in my opinion, any time with those people. Whoever told you those things, you need to not talk to them. This is just my personal opinion because you posted. I would not talk to them ever again. Those are very bad people to have in your life, in my opinion. Even from just that one, if that's coming across the way it exactly how you wrote it. You didn't drink, which is amazing. Yes, you went and ate some shitty food, but swapping out one thing for the other, but it's definitely a win in my opinion. So I know that's why you're kind of beating yourself up because you went for some junk food, but you didn't drink. So it's definitely you should be proud of yourself. And I encourage you to, I'm not sure if you're doing AA or anything like that. That would be something that I think a lot of people would recommend, talking to someone professionally, but also you could post up in the Swole fam. You could post up in the Telegram chat because there are a lot of people here that have given up alcohol and, have overcome that. I think a few of you even watching live are some of those people. If you want to comment, I'll read them out loud too, because I'm sure a lot of people listening that aren't watching the live stream struggle with alcohol or some other sort of addiction. And that's big time. You just go in the Telegram chat, Joanne, and the Swole fam will be in there. Sometimes all you need to hear is like, yeah, no, you got this. Don't do it. Sometimes that's all you need to hear. You just need to tell someone and get that kind of response. Obviously, the fact that you didn't drink when those people that you called people, you reached out for help from those close to try to bring me back from drinking, but was only met with, quote, "You do what you want to do." I know you didn't tell us we don't have the call log. We don't know exactly what was said back and forth, but that's the most fucked up thing that I've ever heard. If someone calls you for some support to not go drinking because you feel like if you feel like you have a problem with alcohol, then you have a fucking problem. It's usually the opposite. It's usually people telling you that you should slow down drinking. You're the one that's in denial, right? Isn't that the first step, is admitting you have a problem? Not that you want to label yourself necessarily an alcoholic, but you need to take it seriously. And usually the person that's doing it isn't the one in denial, not realizing how negative it is on other people around them, and etc. That's some evil shit. Anyway, you made it through. So good for you, Joanne. Good for you. That's some swole slut energy right there. Stacy from What's Up Beaches section, found you on Instagram and love the no bullshit you provide. I'm excited to elevate my routine and better my health overall. I like that there is a focus on all the components of wellness, and I'm looking forward to digging into them. Well, thank you so much, Stacy. Appreciate you being with us. And what Stacy's referring to is all the aspects of wellness: community, nutrition, training, recovery, mobility, mindfulness, consistency, the 7 motherfucking pillars. Always coming back to those pillars. Damn right. That's what we do. And that's why once you start focusing on the 7 pillars, you will actually, it expands your mind with the purpose and the reason why you're doing what you're doing. It allows you to separate from the physical, only how you look. We all like to look good. We like to feel good. And as you go through and you start approaching the 7 pillars, you'll start finding other things that you like to focus on as much. When most people start training, it's because they want to hit a certain weight on a scale. You know, you're 250, so 240 is less than 250. It's easy to understand that. It's easy to compare quantitatively. But when you're assessing your life in terms of mobility and how you feel and having a positive day and getting better sleep and feeling better rested, that's less, it's noticeable, but it's less measurable. And I know there's the watches and the rings and things you could wear for sleep, but you get my point. That's so quantitative when you look at a scale. So that's why people stick to that. And if they don't see that number going down or up, then I'm not making progress, then I'm all bummed out. But it's important to pursue your day-to-day from the foundation of the 7 pillars, because then you actually are able to maximize your progress and your performance and how you feel and your relationships. And it'll be more valuable. And once you unlock that, it makes you feel better about yourself. It makes you feel better about your progress. You start feeling good that you didn't touch the bottle. You didn't go and succumb to the drink. So focusing on pillar number 1, or, practicing more brain gains, focusing on pillar number 6, being more mindful. And those types of wins are much more satisfying than, whether you put on 0.4 kilos of muscle or something like that, Gives you some more perspective. All right, so let's take some questions. If we have questions, comments, go to askpapaswolio.com and submit a question or a statement or something. Call into the show, askpapaswolio.com, and we'll get to an upcoming episode. We got a couple calls today. You could also drop hashtag askpapaswolio in the comments, and we'll get a live question. So let's take the first call. This one's from Jose Ramirez. You're on El Daily Swole.
Are you living in Puerto Rico or somewhere tropical? Because every time you do those videos, I see palm trees and, coconuts and stuff. Where you at, man?
In Florida. You never see, you did see coconuts. I did smash a coconut on the ground. Yep, in Florida. Not Puerto Rico. Florida. Even better because it's fucking America, baby. Even better. Where's Puerto Rico? A Commonwealth or something? We like Puerto Rico. I'm a fan. All right, let's see. Let's take another call. Let's get this one from Steven. Steven, you're on the line.
Hey, Papa Swolio. My question today is about fruit. I know that you're a big fan of fruit, particularly mangoes, it seems, and I'm wondering if there's any fruits that you think have particularly good nutritional value and any that we should avoid. And also, is there a time during the day that we should not eat them, like coordinated with a workout?
I think you're better off eating fruit around when you're working out, probably afterwards. That's generally what I would recommend, is having your fruit or your carbohydrates around, either depending on when you work out and when you're eating, either before or after. Everyone's different. I like to train more fasted. I like to train first and not eat anything and then eat afterwards. But sometimes I'll have some raw honey or something like that. So in terms of fruits, if you have any issues with the fruits and you want to test, I would look up, in terms of fruit, I would look up highest and lowest oxalate fruits. And that way you can see kind of what fruits might be something that you want to test or remove. I think most fresh fruit is great. You want to opt for things that are in season. So you could also go frozen. You could also go frozen fruit if you're getting it out of season. But generally, if it's in the winter and it's cold, you really shouldn't be having a lot of fruit anyway. You should be focusing more on protein and fats, because that's normally what or fermented foods. So that's really my recommendation in colder temperatures, if you live in a colder temperature. But of course, I've been down here in Florida, so it's different. Yeah, I agree. Cerny says dates, berries, strawberries and blueberries and things like that are great. Watermelon's fantastic. Melons are generally good. I like mangoes, bananas, apples. So in general, you want to get things that are in season. And the reason why is because then it's more local, or it's going to be picked more ripe. So tree ripened fruit is harder to come by unless you go to local farmers markets. You might get better stuff than at a supermarket, because if they're shipping out of season, they're going to pick it in Mexico or Colombia or something like that. And then it might take a week or something until it gets to the supermarket on the shelf. So it's going to be picked before it's fully ripened. So it has different chemical properties and maybe some more greater lectin content, things that can maybe cause some inflammation or bloating or side effects in someone, joint pain. Everyone's different, but I would recommend eating in season. By the way, says Wax, when you eat dates, you're also ingesting fruit flies. Is that true? I don't really know much about that. Do they all have eggs laid in them or something? That sounds nasty. I like some dates, though. Gross. What's the details on that? I'm going to have to Google that. Yeah, so they're all ew, fucking nasty. Is that true? Papa's Florida man. All right, I'll take it. Florida man. Okay, so we did Steven's question, which fruits? You asked me about fruits. What time? I would just generally eat it around a workout. After you work out, have some fruit. It's a perfect time to have it. Kika Duarte, Poppy. Hi, Poppy. Hello. Today I practiced active recovery. I burned my hand at the restaurant pretty bad, and before I would make this an excuse or anything today, but excuse no to anything. Must be a typo. But today, thanks to all this community, I took long walks. Oh, great. I'm sorry. Ouch. You burned your hand at the restaurant, but you went for a walk instead. Am I getting that correctly? Well, take care of yourself. Make sure you moisturize, the burn and everything like that. I'm sorry to hear that. Burns are brutal. It happens once in a while. I'll get splattered and it fucking hurts. I just jam in the plunge and then I get that once in a while. Mark, Papa Swole, did you see any highlights of Congress questioning the owner of, it was a CEO of TikTok. Seems like instead of bringing tanks and guns to the fight, they brought water guns and pillows. I'm not sure exactly who you talking about. The Congress. I didn't really watch it. I don't care. I really don't care. It doesn't matter. These things are distractions. It's not really that important. Like if they get rid of TikTok, I don't know. I think they will. But I just don't. I don't care because nothing's going to happen if I do. Who knows? Night gaming. Papa Swolio, by the way, vanilla flavoring is made from beaver dicks. Is that true too? Beaver dicks are good then, if that's true. From beaver butts? Well, is it the butt or the dick? Vanilla comes from beaver butts. What about Madagascar vanilla? Does that come from beavers from Madagascar? Beaver dicks. Is it the dick or the butt? Someone fact check that. It's the butt. So how do you get that backwards? Why'd you say beaver dicks when it's beaver butt? That's not a small error. I'm just saying, we need to get to the root of this. See, we have fact checkers here on the Daily Swole. Got a lot of good fact checkers. Always making sure you're getting the best information. You'll never leave the Daily Swole without learning something. Anal glands of beavers, and it's the artificial vanilla. Oh, so get the real thing. See, artificial ingredients. Oh, well, everything's a chemical. Papa Swole was just freaking out about artificial ingredients. Well, enjoy those beaver dicks and the beaver anus. It's essentially what you're saying is if you can't make up your mind between the dick and the anal glands, like it's just the beaver taint. So it's beaver taint, essentially. Oh, let's fucking go.
I gave it a 10.
That was all right.
A 10. A fucking 10.
Destiny says it's the butt. It's the butt. Okay. All right. Let's take another question. Let's take another question. Well, one thing that I am saying, that I'm thinking when it comes to TikTok. So if you don't know, the difference is they're trying to decide whether or not to break off like a USA division, and then they're going to keep TikTok. So I guess ByteDance, the umbrella company that has TikTok, they just weren't answering questions. It was very sketchy. The guy was avoiding answering questions, kind of skirting the issue. So anyway, one thing that I haven't heard anyone really mentioning yet, but one of the downsides, one, are we really worried that TikTok is stealing data? Like what kind of data? What data are they stealing that the NSA isn't stealing? That Facebook, Meta doesn't already have? That Twitter doesn't already, like, what isn't out there? Your data. Do you ever get those notifications where it says, hey, your password was found in another company hack because you bought a shirt somewhere and you put your email in, and then that company got hacked, and then they got the emails from that company, right? If your Credit Karma or these different apps will be, hey, notification that your password was, one of your passwords. So change your password, blah, blah, blah. I remember one time I logged in, it's like, your password has been found in 45 data breaches. Oh, great. Great. So anyway, this idea that TikTok has all your data. So shut down TikTok, but like your data is out there. Your data, everyone that wants to have your data has your data. Let's just put it that way. Everyone's got your data. Everyone's got your data. So, but getting to my point, what I think isn't really getting talked about, how many children are going to commit suicide once they lose their following, right? Their whole identity is TikTok. They spend hours and hours, like teenagers and young girls and stuff that are on TikTok, and then they lose their following because a lot of these people, they don't post on Instagram. They don't post on Twitter. They don't post these other platforms. TikTok was new and they fluffed a lot of following numbers, and a lot of people that really don't create great content that just kind of had big followings. It's like the Twitter video combo platform. So you have all these young children whose their identity is their large TikTok following in high school, and then all of a sudden they delete it and they lose it all. Like, how many kids are like, it's just a creepy thought. So that's another side effect. Kids are going to be super depressed, and they already are, but it's going to go sideways in a lot of other ways. There's a lot of second, third order effects from that, just psychologically with health. All right. Anyway, just saying, I haven't heard anyone else say that. I said it a few times privately and just in conversations. I haven't heard anyone else say it. It's already bad, but imagine if they get rid of it. All right, let's see. Let's take if you have a couple more, we'll take one or two more questions. Let's get this one from Instagram.
What's in the box?
Raul Moreland, Papa Swole from Instagram. Is it bad to go to the gym after a party night? Well, you're going to be dehydrated and you're not going to have had good sleep, so your body's already run down. I mean, is it bad? It's just bad to drink alcohol and go partying. I know you have a good time, and I've partied in my life. never a huge fan of it completely, but I've had good times. So a lot of people do this. And when you get older, you're like, that was stupid. But people experience things because they don't know any different, and they try and they like it or don't. But anyway, I remember this article from like 20 years ago. I don't know what the actual number, I don't know if there's ever been any research more done on it, but I think it was the effects of lifting weights or drinking alcohol. And I remember it said, and I ripped this out. Oh, this is something that I did in college. So I ripped out this thing. It was probably in like Men's Health or Flex magazine. It was one of those little tiny things in the corner where it's like a fun fact in the middle of a magazine or an article. Those little inset type, when you're reading a magazine, you're reading an article, but then you have a little, did you know? And it said 22 or 23%. And it said, it was a number, big number. It said 22%, let's say. And then it said the amount that protein synthesis or that muscle building is impaired the day after a night of heavy drinking. So I guess if you lift and then you're drinking heavily, your body is like 25% or something like that your body is impaired rebuilding muscle tissue. I'm sure it's probably more because of other things. Maybe it's 2 nights because then you're dehydrated, then you're stressed and cortisol levels. So it's probably, it could be worse. I don't know where they got this number. I just remember I ripped it out of the magazine and put it in my wallet at the time. So it was a constant reminder in my head thinking, don't go out drinking and getting shit-faced because you want to build muscle and you're lifting hard. It's going to impair your muscle repair. And if you're out being stupid and drinking all the time, you're not going to build as much muscle. So that always kind of kept me on the straight and narrow, so to speak, for the most part. Not always, but I never forgot that. Let's see, Robert, and this was 22 years ago. Robert the Rhino. Where are workouts to start my 13-year-old daughter with? Where are workouts? Sheesh. Well, I would recommend yoga. That's an easy place to start. And it's actually probably one of the best places that everyone should start. One, I'll give you a couple of reasons. One, there's so many different types of yoga. And there's yoga studios everywhere. There's videos everywhere. We have hundreds of yoga classes in Swole X if you're interested. Holy shit, I got everything at the bottom of the screen. For another thing, even 13-year-olds, a lot of people don't have the joint integrity and don't have any kind of real mobility. They're sitting down in school all the time. They're on their iPhone all the time. They're at a computer. They're just at a TV. They're just slouching, poor posture. So it helps with posture. It helps stabilize the joints and activate all these stabilizer muscles and tiny little muscles and rotator cuff and all these things. Two, the overload. We all know, and I always say when people say push-ups, what do you think about push-ups and pull-ups and calisthenics? I think calisthenics are great. I do push-ups. I do pull-ups. I think they're fantastic. You could do weighted pull-ups. You could do weighted push-ups. You could do one leg. You could do it with rings. You could do it with a bar. You could do a rope. There's a lot of great, it's physical movement. It really depends on what you're trying to accomplish. If you want to get better at rope climbing, then guess what you better be doing a lot of? Rope climbing. So it doesn't mean that lifting weights and doing other things might not make you stronger and improve your grip strength for rope climbing, but what do you want the outcome to be? If you're training to climb a rope better, then everything you should be doing should be around being able to climb. You shouldn't be just crushing legs all the time. You should be learning how to, technique and stuff like that. Anyway, so yoga is fantastic because you're doing body weight exercise. So you're building muscle. It's overload, but it's not like resistance training where it's a lot of overload. And it might be on a shaky frame. So yoga and then a foundational fundamental strength training program. But yoga is a great place to start because because of the unique movements and the things that your daughter has never done before, body weight is going to be overload from the start. So it's a great on-ramp, and then you'll start with a foundation of mobility, of joint strength, of endurance, of breath work, of recovery, and then adding a basic weight training program after she has a base of yoga is going to be fantastic. And then she continues the yoga and it'll prevent a lot of injury risk and stuff moving forward. So it'll build that habit young. So it's a great way. And you're not going to, like, can you get hurt doing yoga? Yes. But if you're just doing a basic yoga class, you have any discomfort, you just move slowly into it. It's not like you're smashing or you're dropping the weight on your head or you overdo it and she gets tendonitis. It's a great place to start. And of course, there's so many different types of yoga and it's great for everyone. Mobility is pillar number 5 of the 7 pillars. So we're big on mobility, and yoga is a great place to start for anyone that looks, and people don't want to hear it. They want to, oh, what's on my shoulder? Oh, it's a chalk. I didn't even see that. Yeah. If you're watching, I was doing chalking up steel club outside. So it must have brushed against my shoulder. Just a huge pile of bird shit. No, it's chalk. So people don't want to hear it. They want to do an advanced weight training program. They want a bodybuilding program. They want to crush themselves. Like, how do I build muscle? How do I build the muscle? And that's great. And people don't want to, they don't understand how important yoga is. They don't understand how important control of your body and mobility is. But that'll make so many more improvements moving forward. All right, let's go balls deep, fam. Here we go.
That's deep.
Good questions. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If you want to submit a question, go to askpapaswolio.com, call in, and tomorrow we're just doing tons of questions. Tons of questions tomorrow. So as many people as you want to call in. If you've called in before, you can call in again. Tomorrow we're just doing pure questions, so we'll take a lot. All right, let's get into the first story. We're balls deep now. Hit the like button, beaches. The first story we got. What's in the box? What's in the box here? School children fly off the rails amid Adderall shortage. Parents across the country say their children's grades are falling and becoming more violent.
Matt Damon.
Okay. One of the things I hate the most is this ADHD bullshit. Okay. I said ADHD bullshit. And I'm not saying some people aren't able to focus better than others, but the idea that 6 million children have ADHD is, in my opinion, you don't have to like it. That's why it's my opinion, not yours, is that it's a fucking scam. It's bullshit. And we're literally poisoning and fucking up our children's brains. That's my shit with this ADHD stuff. Okay. You're literally giving you're giving kids meth. Stonefit says meth. You're giving your kids amphetamines. So here's why your children have ADHD. One, since they're little, you put them in front of a TV, an iPad, or an iPhone, and they're just getting fucking blasted with flashing lights. All right. Have you ever seen someone's house, their living room window at night, or their apartment window at night? You just see the colors flash. If you want to know what TV actually does to your fucking eyes and your brain, just go outside someone's window or outside your front window. Turn the brightness up and play something and you'll just see the lights flashing. It looks like a fucking lightning storm, right? It's really intense. And just imagine that's when you're watching it, you forget that the colors are changing because you're watching things. I'm not saying never watch a movie and blah, blah, blah. What I am saying is when they're little, when their brains and their neural pathways are developing, blasting them with this fucking shit. Okay. You're feeding them garbage. Okay. You're feeding them glyphosate. They're getting artificial food colorings and sweeteners and grains and glutens and phytic acid and oxalates. They're just getting pounded with this shit. Okay. Tons of sugar, vegetable oils, all this stuff. So they're eating shit. They're sleeping like shit because they have to get up at 5 fucking a.m. to catch the bus. They're sitting down. Like they're not getting exercise. They're eating shit. They're constantly looking at flashing screens. They're getting hammered with sugar, lack of movement, flashing lights. Of course they can't focus on shit. I just think it's the hugest fucking scam. It sickens me. It sickens me. Like it's just like depression. It's just like depression. These numbers are out of control. They're out of control. Like, are some people going to have an issue that mirrors depression or those symptoms? Of course, no matter what, there's always outliers. It's nowhere near. The number shouldn't be anywhere near, right? We're in a rush we're eager to prescribe or eager to diagnose everything. That way you can have a prescription for it. Like, these kinds of things are made up. ADHD is like fabricated. It's fabricated in order to require a prescription. Is it really children have, oh my God, all these kids have ADHD? Or are you feeding them crap, not giving them exercise, not giving them enough sunlight, not letting them run around on grass with their fucking shoes off, like barefoot, playing it, like getting outside sunlight, not just sitting in front of a TV and video games and a cell phone all the time and TikTok. I remember we're at a wedding, and at the wedding, at the table, one of the other families at another table. You know, at weddings, you're assigned a table, usually how it goes. And I was behind, I could see over the shoulder of this girl, and she was probably 6 years old, I guess, or 9 maybe. Maybe she was older than I think. So young, like elementary or middle school. And she had an iPad, and she was on TikTok on the iPad. And the mother was, talking to people. This girl was on a TikTok just going like this. And I was watching her behavior on the app. And this is the first time I ever saw that from a different perspective, right? So I know what the app is like. I know it's very addictive and what they do and how to try to get different rankings and then play the algorithm and stuff. So I see this over the shoulder. I see this girl swiping, and it was just like makeup videos and whatever, the little girls do. So you're seeing someone else's algorithm, which was it's mind blowing. See what they're showing other people based on their habits and how much different it is than yours, and just scroll. Like, the attention was not there. It was just scroll, watch a little bit, scroll. And I would watch what videos that she was watching longer. And it was like girls that were like, makeup. And I just picture in her little head thinking, like, comparing herself to them. And it was uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable. All right. Yeah, I'm just, the ADHD stuff pisses me off. I always get pissed off, and you all know that. That pisses me off, that you're giving kids literally amphetamines. And these are children. How many kids have autism? And I use quotes and stuff like that. Everyone's autistic today, neurodivergent, whatever the fuck that means. Legit. Everyone's on the spectrum. Like, what does that even fucking mean? People are not getting outside. They never see sunlight. And they only get sunlight on their face. They don't get it, or on their forearms. They don't get full body sun. They're not exercising. They're eating shit all the fucking time, and they're not sleeping. Oh my God, they have depression. Oh, they're autistic. Well, you're a fucking vegan. You feed the kid vegan. Of course he's autistic. His brain's not developing properly. Like, all these different things. It's like, if you're slightly different, then you can label yourself autistic or neurodivergent or something. And then you get all this attention, and, you're kind of shield yourself from ever needing to change because you suffer from depression, or you suffer from ADHD, or whatever label and how many labels you want to put on yourself and victimize yourself, instead of just getting sunlight, eating better food, exercising, like hard exercising, take a fucking cold shower, jump in a cold water, jump in a lake. Like, these things actually matter. I still see people online talking shit about cold baths and stuff like that. It's fucking great. A lot of people just don't want to do it because you're a huge pussy. It's uncomfortable, but it feels great. I mean, I look forward to it all the time. But people need to train. Get this energy out. Get this energy out. Get some sun. Eat real fucking food. Get quality sleep. Read a book. Meditate. You're not going to be depressed, or you're not going to fucking have attention issues. God. Just look at what people do. Look at what people do. Oh, it's just frustrating when you know that they can do better, and you know exactly what they could start doing to do better, and they would never listen to you, or they don't listen to you, whether it's family or friends, and then just like, oh God, it's awful seeing people not just do the basic things that are so bad for them, and you know it's so bad, and you're like, oh, and you want them to do better, and they just won't. All right. Let's get a video. Here we go. Let's get a video. Don't give your kids Adderall. Exercise them. Stop feeding them shit. Take away their iPads. Okay, let's see. Anyone really short? Oh, this one. Ew. Oh.
What's in the box?
This is called Stop Assuming. Sorry. Repeat offender.
Stop assuming fat people's food choices and activity levels by looking at them.
You can easily. She's driving while gaining. Get it? She's driving while gaining. Get it? Look, she's driving while gaining. The real driving while get it? Get it? All right. I'm going to stop it right there. I'm not going to stop assuming fat people's food choices. Never has there been a morbidly obese person that was eating the way they should. Never. Okay.
Because you can't. And
you can.
More than likely, you will be wrong.
No. It's probably either salads or something vegan or it's cake. It's vegan, a lot of carbs and vegetable oils, or it's cake and soda and cake. No, I'm making this statement right now. If you're fat, it's because cake. Because cake. Am I right? Papa Swole 2024. Let's go, baby. When I'm elected president, I'm banning cake. Banning cake. No more cake. I'm a Swoletarian. All right? It's the only thing I'm banning. Everything's free. Complete free speech, free market. No cake. Getting rid of cake, fam. Overrated. Getting rid of cake. Unless it's a beefcake. Beefcakes are all right. Beefcake? I think I could run.
Another example of cake gender would be if someone feels like they have different layers or flavors to their particular gender.
I think I could run on the pastryist platform. I could probably win. I could probably get a lot of the voting block with like an anti-cake platform, I think. I think there's enough people out there. I think cake is overrated. It's the most overrated item that can be consumed. I think I could run anti-cake and do very well. It's like when you walk into the supermarket, you just see all these cakes, those weird, random, generic pastries, and you're like, who the fuck buys these? Yeah, it's always like, I just think I could run anti-cake and probably do very well. There's the Tainty Man. Look at him, the Tainty Man. Look at the Tainty Man. Look at my tainted boy. There he is. There is the Tainty Man. Oh, Tainty Man. Oh, Tainty Man. Oh, Tainty Man. Oh, Tainty Man. Nope. That's impressive. That is impressive. Then we have Church over here doing absolutely nothing. That is impressive. That's impressive. All right, we'll come back. We'll see if there's a new update. All right. Let's see. Ooh, does size matter? Somehow I don't feel like... Is that a man? That's a man. We got a man. Let's do the man last. We have another one from the woman who doesn't have any muscles in her mouth and she can't use her tongue properly to talk. I'm sorry. I don't know why these keep appearing.
What's in the box?
All right. I think you can... Look, obviously I'm being hyperbolic. Can you assume exactly what someone's eating by them being morbidly obese? No, you can't. But can you make a pretty accurate assumption? You can. You can.
Incorrect, my friend. Health has nothing to do with it because health...
Oh, health is not all there, yeah. All right. So the person asking the question says, as long as you are healthy, size don't matter. What does that mean? Health is okay. She says health is subjective. Health is not. Is health subjective? Jesus Christ. Health is subjective. You have to specify how you're measuring health. But if you're 400 pounds, you're not healthy. Unless you're the mountain and you're like 6'11".
Health has nothing to do with it because health is subjective. What looks healthy or what health looks like to one person is different to what health looks like for another person.
I don't think so.
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
I don't think that health is subjective. I don't think you know what that word means. The way your eyes look on this frozen video, on the paused video, is exactly what we all think of you. Hey, you guys. All right?
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
I paused at the perfect moment. Health is not subjective. So again, you're adding a morality or some kind of beautification to health. Health doesn't mean beautiful. Beauty is subjective. Yeah, you might think someone who's 800 pounds is beautiful. There's got to be someone that has a fetish for morbidly obese people. They exist. We all know. They like to fuck the folds or something. They get off on that. I'm gonna throw up. Okay, let's just play this. It's time to wrap this.
For example, a person with chronic illnesses, them on a healthy day, would look completely different to someone who does not have any chronic illnesses. What you're actually doing is applying a morality to something that is not 100% detectable.
No, we're not. We're not. You're attaching morality to it. It's not subjective. Health isn't subjective. If you're morbidly obese, there's a reason for that prefix. Morbidly, or that word means something. That's not a prefix, but it means something. It means you're so obese, you're going to die.
To the naked eye. B, none of your business. And C, something that you're applying through a biased lens. And what I mean by that is, like, most people would see a thin person and assume that they're healthy, and then see a fat person and assume that they're unhealthy.
These are people that just are ignorant. If I see someone who's not obese, I'll be like, oh, that person's, if you want to call them thin, I would just think that's a thin person. Personally, I wouldn't think that person's automatically healthy, because I know what can determine health. Maybe they're anorexic. Maybe they have diseases. Maybe they, smoke 3 packs a day. So there's a lot of issues. It has nothing to do with it. You're just playing the size game. You're just playing the size game. So you're saying you could be healthy and be morbidly obese, and you're equating that to just because someone is not obese. Yeah, okay. Just because you can be unhealthy when you're thin doesn't mean that being obese is healthy ever. And what this means also is, just because you're not currently dead doesn't mean that you're healthy. Just because you're in the moment where you do blood work, a number falls between a certain, doesn't mean that you're healthy. We know what there's a reason why you're obese. It's not just because you are existing. It's because of your habits. It's because of what you do. And that's something that's going to catch up to you quicker than you would like. You just don't want to admit it. It's going to catch up. How old is this person? I don't know. I don't know how old this person is.
But it's just not the case, because you can't tell. But because of the morality that you've placed on health, people automatically assume that fat, unhealthy people are lazy, they're bad people. That's why they're...
No, Jesus Christ. Stop. No one's saying that fat people are bad people. No one says that. Fat people are fat people. Fat people are not. A fat person is not taking care. They're not eating properly. When I say properly, it doesn't mean they haven't tried to diet. Doesn't mean that the person has never tried something before, but trying doesn't get results. Doing it does. Okay. Just because they've attempted to do some kind of eating protocol and like, oh, I couldn't lose weight, so I'm just like doesn't mean they did it right. They obviously didn't do it right. Otherwise they would have the results. They wouldn't be obese anymore. They would have made a lot of progress. And so just because they've tried and what they didn't work doesn't mean that there isn't a way that would work. Most people don't understand what proper nutrition is. We always talk about it. It's all these substitute foods and what we're talking about earlier with plant foods and, doing elimination diet at the beginning of the show. Anyway.
Cast as the villain in like Disney movies and stuff. And that thin people are automatically better people. They take care of themselves. They have a...
So all right, I'm going to pause this again. Okay, evil people. What about Cruella de Vil? She was skin and bones. What about the Wicked Witch of the West? She wasn't morbidly obese. So shut up. Shut up. You're taking what? Not Cruella, the Little Mermaid one. Okay. They're like, the Wicked Witch of the West. We have Cruella de Vil. Like there's a lot of like these Maleficent. Okay. What other villain? So we're talking about women specifically, but yeah, Gaston was jacked. He was eating fucking raw eggs and he was just yoked. And he was just like just harassing Belle all the time. And he was a piece of shit. Jafar was skinny. There you go. If we're going to do male and female. So list them down below. Like, just because there's a couple. Fat bastard was evil. I guess, right? But he lost all his weight. He lost all the weight at the end.
Higher standing in society because people think that they're healthier and therefore better.
Better.
All I'm saying is that you can't tell a person's health just by looking at them.
You can get a great idea. Like I always say, you can't judge a book by its cover, but you can see how long it is. If it's a Dostoevsky book, right? If it looks like a fucking encyclopedia, that's a long book. That's a long book. You don't know what's in it, but it's fucking thick.
And nor should you apply a morality to someone's health.
So you're making this argument. So you see how she just went on a rant about character, like you're a bad person. So she doesn't feel loved because of her obesity. So she's focusing on that. So she doesn't feel loved. She doesn't love herself. She's frustrated with her. So she's trying to tell herself that's everyone else. And she wants love and attention. And even though she's trying to do this and play the victim for love and attention, she pushes more people away, which makes her more desperate for love and attention. So people don't like victims. They don't like lies and deception. People don't like that. Maybe your followers do, but most people don't. All right, silly mindset. Let's do one more. This. All right. I don't know where this is going to go. I'm excited. Not really. It says fat is not a bad word. I don't know what this is. Is it a filter? What's going on here? It's on TikTok. If they ban TikTok, we don't have to do these TikTok videos anymore. Maybe they should ban it. Please. You know what? Please ban TikTok. Please ban it. Please ban it. Please ban it. Please ban it. It says fat is not a bad word. It's responding to a question. It says calling someone fat is a horrible word. That's not true. They don't like it, or someone doesn't like it, but it's okay. By the way, Tainty Man is still he's still going.
I give it a 10. A 10. A fucking 10.
He's still holding. Here we go. Fat is not a bad word.
No, my friends. Everything I have learned from the fat liberation community has taught me otherwise. Fat is just a descriptor. Just like tall, or short, or blonde, or thin, or black, or white, or cisgender, or transgender. Fat is not a dirty word. So many fat liberationists are committed to the destigmatizing of the word fat because there is nothing morally wrong with being fat. There is nothing to be morally commented on about people's bodies in general. Topic for another time. Listen to the Unsolicited Fatties Talk Back podcast or invest in the work of other body liberationists because that will set you free.
I thought that was Dylan Mulvaney for a second. Hold on. What was that podcast? Look at this podcast title. I know I'm giving it attention. None of you are going to listen to it. Or maybe you will. I don't know. Unsolicited Fatties Talk Back. Can you imagine listening to this podcast? Can you imagine loading up like, ooh, Unsolicited Fatties Talk Back posted a new episode. Can't wait to listen to it. What are they going to talk about today? All right, fam. Jesus Christ.
Matt Damon.
Unsolicited Fatties. Goddamn right it's unsolicited. We don't need that on the earth. Now, you're welcome to do it because you have freedom, but man, thank God it's still a meritocracy, for fuck's sake. No, don't go blast it. Don't go blast it with negative reviews. I just had to read that because that name is, but don't do that. Don't go leaving negative reviews. Let it come naturally. It will. All right, let's get into today's Swole card. We got a Swole card to give away. Hashtag Swole Slut Saturday. Fam, we had an amazing overtime segment yesterday. So if you didn't, go catch that Drive Mulgaining. And tomorrow is Ask Papa Swole Live. So go to askpapaswole.com and submit a question for tomorrow's show. We got a winner, fam. Today's Swole Slut card is going to the Swole Slut, maybe the Swole Slut of the week. It is Joanne. Congratulations! Now, if you missed earlier this episode, you have to go back and watch just the tip. We covered Joanne's post. Joanne, we know we got to work on helping Joanne fix her community. You need some friends. You need to cut these fucking people out. What a great story in the end, Joanne. That's a big win. That's a big win. We were talking about addictions and alcohol earlier on Joanne's post. If you have any experience with that personally, make sure you go into the Swole Fam group, the Facebook group. She posted this, and make sure you go and drop your thoughts and give her support that she needs. Oh, I put the wrong thing up at the bottom. Joanne, send us an email to support@swolenumbers.com, Swole card 2514, the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email. And do me a favor, fam, go into the Facebook group and this post and let Joanne know that she won today's Swole card. And anyone that didn't know that, because, you know, one of the reasons why we cover Swole Fan posts is because we have a lot of members. And, you know, you got jobs. We have a lot of members that listen to the podcast, of course. You got jobs, you're running around, you're making sick fucking gains, you're going to the fucking gym, you listen to the podcast afterwards. Some of you aren't able to stay up to date with every single post in the groups. Understandably so. You got a lot of stuff going on. You pop in, you check out a couple posts, you leave some support, some biceps and some thoughts, but sometimes you miss some important posts and you might be listening to this and have some insight. So we like to share the Swole Fan posts here on the Mancast. That way you can stay up to date, and I would love to get to everyone's posts, but of course there's a lot of posts, there's a lot of comments in the Telegram chat, and we can't obviously do them all. So make sure you have this, you make sure here that you have the state of the Swole, and we can highlight certain ones that you might be listening to thinking, I have a lot of experience with this. So we encourage you to hop on these individual posts, especially Joanne's post. Let her know anything that you would recommend if you have personal experience, especially with alcohol or addictions. And I think a lot of you already gave some great input in the live chat. But Joanne, congratulations. I'm sure a lot of you go and comment on Joanne's post. Let her know she won today's Swole card and give her any insights and support that you can, especially if you have experience with this kind of situation. But at least you have the Swole Fam, Joanne, and make sure you post up. Anyone that's listening, if you have issues, if you're having any kind of, you know, psychological struggle, you don't want to succumb or fall off the wagon, you want to make sure you stay focused. And if you're dealing with alcohol or you have any other bad habits that you kind of feel like you're teetering, you know, don't go and bury your face in some junk food. I'm not talking about Joanne's post. That was a very specific thing in general, but, you know, don't eat yourself out of sorrow or a low mood, or, you know, go to the bottle. You know, make sure you post up in the group. Some people have an easier time with things than others, and we're here for you. Don't, you know, make sure that you use the Swole Fam for what it's designed for. It's here to, it is what you put in, and putting yourself out there, and sometimes just letting everyone know that you're struggling with something and that you're in a point that you're at a moment that it's very uncertain. Even just putting it out there in the chat can reinforce your will, and especially, you know, in one moment, because all you have to do is get through each day. And this is another reason why the 7 pillars are so important. It's because you are the important thing is that you're doing those things every day, right? So it's just getting through each day, one at a time. There'll be another day. Do that one. Focus now. What can you control? And, you know, posting up in the group and letting everyone know if we can help you. That is staying focused and hitting those 7 pillars, especially pillar number 1. So congratulations, Joanne, and send us that email. And we'll take some soundboard requests, fam. Thank you so much for being here. That's a big win, though. My goodness, though, if I had friends like that, I would. Time for you to delete some beaches. I think Joanne's got a big theft day coming up. Now that you're officially a Swole slut, you need to theft those beaches.
We choose truth over fact. Attacks on me, quite frankly, are attacks on science.
What the hell kind of country is this where I can only hate a man if he's white?
Mr. Strickland.
Boom shakalaka!
Don't forget to wash where the sun don't shine.
I was kidding! I was only kidding!
That's fucking bullshit.
I like to caress rusty spoons.
No medication except my fucking antidepressants.
Speaking of today's episode, right? Fuck all these medications. Nice rant on medications today. That's today's episode. Fuck your medications.
You can be fat and be healthy. I'm sorry, Lizzo, healthier than I will ever be.
What happened to your queer party friends?
Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn!
I better use my strong hand.
Are you crying? Are you crying? There's no crying in baseball!
Here we go. Got it up. Undefeated as always. Undefeated. All right, check out SwoleNormusX.com. Join the fam. Oh my God, it takes a lot of torque. Join the fam today, SwoleNormusX.com. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. It went very nice, very deep. Stay focused. Focus on the 7 pillars. Support one another. And we'll see you guys inside the Telegram chat and the Facebook group. Of course, congratulations again, Joanne. We'll be back here tomorrow for 25:15 Ask Papa Swolio live. Beaches, peace, McGee's, deuce, Magoose. Yeah, boy, Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock's crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
that's a bed that you made, that's a bed that you made, that's a bed that you laid, that's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant, on topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm